You never wanted money. They got you trapped. They got you by the balls. They got you in this sick, twisted game of wanting more money, more. So, for what reason? For what reason? So that you can consume more. So you benefit who in the end? You benefit yourself or do you benefit them? They tricked you. All you ever wanted was freedom. And money is, of course, a very valuable tool in order to obtain that freedom. But don't get it fucked up. Freedom isn't just having money. Freedom is just being able to do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it. And money can provide that for you if you don't get stuck in the trap. You know, you could start making more money, but then you start spending more money. You just inflate your life and you're stuck in the same fucking prison. They don't want you to win. They don't want you to be aware that you're free to do whatever you want to do. Because once you wake up to that reality, that's when they don't have control over you anymore. Once you realize you have the freedom to do whatever the fuck you want to do, that's when they don't have the control over you. And you can override this system and the algorithm to your favor. You can become whatever you want to become with the power of your own belief that you instill within yourself, because you're not so entrapped in this consumerism mindset. You just decide to do what you want to do. And that is so powerful. That is so powerful. That's what they don't want you to have. They don't want you to have your own idea and thought process. They don't want you to have your own power. Right? Because when you take control, they can't control you. So realize that money is just a tool. It's just a tool to get to the next step of life that you want to get to. You know, it's just a tool to obtain that freedom. They make you think that you need a lot of money in order to, escape all of this shit. But all you really need is $100,000. If you can figure out a way to buckle down and give it your all to make $100,000 and have that shit in investments, then at that point, you can slow down on working. You can slow down on everything and just have more time to think. And then that's going to lead you to be more creative. And then with that creativity, you can make money from that and truly follow your passion and fulfill your dream from there. But you first have to make that little $100,000. And that sounds like a lot, but it's really not. That's 10 years of saving $10K a year. You're telling me you can't do that? You can't figure out a way to make an extra $10K a year? Or you could do it a little bit quicker. You could do it in 5 years, say $20K a year. It depends on your situation. But anybody could do it. Anybody could make that happen. And once you're able to do that, and you can see how your money grows itself, and you have that backing of $100,000, that's a lot of money in retrospect of if anything goes wrong, you're good. Like, you're way above your baseline of worries, and you're not in that state of fear, that constant state of fear. That's what they want to keep you in. They want you to be fearful. That's why they pump all that shit through the news, through social media, so that you're scared all the time, so that you feel some type of hopelessness, to think that everything is just doomed, that there's no point of even trying. But I'm telling you right now, it is all worth trying. It is all worth going for. That is the fun of life. Just giving it your all, grabbing your fucking nutsack and just carrying on with whatever mission that you endeavor. You know, you have to just become something worth living for. You have to become that character within you and bring it out of you and really become that person that can do all that shit. So that you can actually be proud and prideful of your situation because you overcame. And then to keep going on from there is very fucking easy. Once you get past that point of 100,000, once you get past that point of just that mental barrier of thinking that you can't, you realize you can do anything. And then you can make the next 100,000 way, way, way quicker. And then that's not really even the goal anymore. You're past the point of wanting and needing money. You know, you don't really care about the materialistic shit. And then you just proceed forward. And you're able to focus on your dreams and goals. And then that is what brings you in the money. You know, you can do it in a different way too. You can try to just go all in for your dreams and goals. But once you run out of money, that can fuck you over pretty bad. You know, if you don't get your lucky break quick enough, that could really fuck you over. But that could work for some people. Your back could be so against the wall that's how you process your situation, and that's what makes you better. But for me, fuck all that. Chase that $100,000 first, and then you can ease off the throttle of just, you know, working 9 to 5s, working 3 different jobs, whatever it took you to get there. You ease off the throttle of that, and then get back to life. Get back to what it's all about. And then chase your dreams from there. Because you only got so much time. I love y'all. Peace.